You are now watching Juke Boys Sports Show. I'm your host, King Ralph, here with the homie Kai. What's happening, Brody?
What's good, man? What's good, man? It's good to see you as always, man. It's good to be here. And I just want to send positive vibes, positive energies to everyone who's watching the show and everyone out there in the world, man. Let's have a good week.
All about the vibes, baby.
Yes.
But before we get this show going, man, let's send a little shout out to the sponsor. If you want to do any photo shoots, podcasts like what you're watching, music videos, call the number on the bottom of the screen, 707 Fit Boxer. And we're going to jump into this right back to it with the big deal or whatever. First off, I already know off rip, we got to talk about. Elena, hold on, baby.
Like talk about it.
At one point, but hey, we rock with it. 5 NFL teams to host international games. The Cardinals, Packers, Jaguars, Saints, and Buccaneers will all be playing games in Germany, Mexico, or London.
Yes.
Is that a big deal?
I think it's a big deal. Anytime that you have a chance to expand the game globally and internationally, I believe that it's a huge deal, because when we're talking about the NFL is all about viewership, right? Mm-hmm. And with the viewership and how it's kind of gone in the past years, I think they're trying to exhaust every type of option that they can to expand the game from an international standpoint, global standpoint, and gain some type of monetary value. I think for me personally, Ralph, the one city or the one country, I said city, excuse me, man. The German people are going to get on me. But you know what I mean? Like the country of Germany, excuse me, was the one that stood out to me, because I know in the past they've had London. The London game is a big deal. I know the Raiders have played there before. I know my team, I believe, has played there before. Personally, I don't like the London game if you're a sports bettor, because it always throws things off. Everything that you think is going to happen seems to be the complete opposite. I've seen good defensive teams give up like 50 points. Good offensive teams come sluggish and stuff like that. But Germany was the one country for me that stood out. Definitely, just because it's something new, something refreshing. And last point is, in terms of a country that I would like to see in the future, I would definitely love Tokyo. People are like, yo, Kai, what is your infatuation with Tokyo? It's because I want to actually visit Tokyo one day. I've been, like really researching and looking at it and stuff like that. So, but yeah, just from a monetary standpoint, viewership standpoint, I would say it's a relatively big deal. So, yeah.
Man, and for me, man, I would say it's whatever, bro. Because like, like, as a person that watches a lot of football, like I don't really pay attention to that game.
He's like, I don't care. No, that's real though. I feel you, man.
So outside of actually touching the people that are physically there around the stadium when you have the game and the environment and all of that, I think that can lead to a lot, because like when it comes to international players, there's so many international players that say that if it wasn't for the dream team going to wherever they played in the Olympic Games, that was my first time really seeing them. But it was like, yo, oh my God.
I think it was Barcelona or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was Barcelona. And it was like so many people that touched so many people. So like, and that was just one small event. And then after that, we eventually started going out to international countries.
Yeah.
And expanded the game. So I guess it could be a good start. But as a person that watches the games, it's not really like, the games bad early.
Right. I miss it all the time, and it's bad for fantasy football too.
Right.
How many times have we forgot to set up or put our lineup in or something like that? Or we trying to make a change, but you can't make the change. You got to do it like 2 days in advance. Someone get hurt or you trying to pick up someone off the wire. It's like, yeah, man. That London game.
There was a few times this season where I would oversleep past the game, and it's like, bro, dog, he hurt. It was a game time. It was a game time decision, bro. Like that's cap, dog. You can't.
Did you win your league?
No,
none of your leagues you won. Okay,
Nah, I didn't win either one of them, bro. One of them I did real bad, and then one I was kind of close in.
Yeah,
and then I had little stuff like that happen to me.
in the national games. That's what it
Yeah.
is. All right.
And then what we got next? What we got next? Patrick Ewing.
Hmm.
Should the great Patrick Ewing be fired?
In this world that we live in, especially in society and sports world, when you're at a prestigious organization, a prestigious university such as Georgetown, that's known as a basketball powerhouse and has a rich history of winning over the years. I know they haven't won the championship, but in terms of just being a competitive team, you have to look at what have you done for me lately. Okay, so I believe Patrick Ewing, you bring him in, you're able to make the tournament, but you don't take a deep journey into the NCAA tournament in March Madness, and now you're looking at them now, and to be what is it 0-17 in the Big East, have a losing record that you have at the current time, that's just quite honestly unacceptable. Whether it be injuries or not injuries, and obviously his name is there, but name just may get you in the door, right? And he's a former player, and we get that, but we have to look at results, and this is a results based business at the NCAA college level at March Madness, and if he's not on the hot seat, then I don't know what he is. You know what I'm saying? I think what it might be is a situation where they might have had him on a okay. Let's say what do you do for
I think it's a long-term deal or something like that.
yeah, like a long-term deal or something like that. But it hurts me. Like if I was the athletic director or I was in charge, and I'm looking at that, I'm probably not bringing him back just off the results alone. But I would need him to explain himself as to why, and I would need to see okay, the players and how the players are feeling and stuff like that. But it hurts because I know we like Patrick, but you know what I'm saying? It's never personal. It's only business. And his results don't show somebody as a person that's been able to get it done. And that's all I know. So I say that he's on the hot seat. Definitely on the hot seat.
I do think he should be on the hot seat. I don't know about fired. Last year
they made the tournament before.
Last year they made the tournament and they were conference tournament champions.
No, but see, there we go. So yeah,
it was like I feel like just last year, like you are at he's at a point where it's like, hey, bro, you got to do something big.
Right. Yeah. So we having a cameo appearance, but it's all it's cool. But I definitely agree with you there. That he's that Patrick.
I can't let him just pee on us. Hold on.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I can take it on. But yeah, so we're just having a little brief intermission, guys. But we're talking about Patrick Ewing and the Georgetown Hoyas, which is the university that he currently coaches at. And when you look at a team like the Georgetown Hoyas and seeing what they were able to accomplish from going there, making the tournament 6-22 this year, 0-17 in the Big East, it's not looking good. So yeah, definitely it's a result-based business, in anything that you do. Whether it's NCAA, NBA, professional, your normal lives and things of that nature. So yeah, but Patrick Ewing, we like him. He has to be on the hot seat this year, most definitely. So, yeah. So we got our boy Ralph G back, just holding it down.
Trying to take care of my daughter at the same time as we're recording the show. But hey,
yeah, family first always.
We shall move on. Yes. Kyrie Irving will not be able to play. Eric Adams, mayor of New York City, out and says that even once they lift the vaccine mandate, he still won't be able to play because private companies have to. If you physically have to go to work, you have to be vaccinated still. So until that's lifted, then he'll be able to play at in home games. Is this a big deal or is it whatever?
It's an absolutely big deal. It's an absolutely big deal because one, this directly affects the Brooklyn Nets' chances at contending and winning an NBA championship. They put this team together with Kyrie Irving in mind, Kevin Durant. They all obviously colluded to create a great team, which is the Brooklyn Nets. And yeah, it's definitely But definitely a big deal. Definitely a big deal.
I think it's a big deal as well.
Yep.
All right. Trying to make it work. Trying to make it work.
Yeah, we make it work.
Hey, whoever's watching, thank you.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you.
Appreciate your support.
But yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah.
I was just finishing. I was just saying, yeah, it's a big deal because obviously they came together as a team. Kyrie and Katie, they formulated this team, and then you got to look at it like, okay, the James Harden trade just happened, right? Okay, so you lose James Harden. You clearly see visible. We talked about that before. Katie was visibly upset with that, right? Because they thought they were all in, and then you have you get a Ben
the fact
Simmons.
that he didn't pick him at the All-Star game,
bro. But it's the best ability.
Shouldn't even be in the All-Star game.
Yeah, definitely. I was saying the best ability is availability, and you already have questions with the durability of Kevin Durant, right? And then I was going to say my last point was Ben Simmons. We know what he can do on the basketball court, but he's not playing, and it seems like he's ducking and dodging the Philly game. So it's like for chemistry purposes, and Kyrie can only already play a limited amount of games, right? So I think just the rule itself, there's a hypocrisy for me in the fact that opposing players can come in and play in the same state that Kyrie can play. So for me, in all, it's a big deal because I feel like it kind of the less games Kyrie plays, the more it lessens their chances because you don't have Ben and KD playing when Kyrie's not playing. So
yeah, I thought that was interesting when Bradley Beal and the Wizards went up to Brooklyn to play the Nets and Kyrie's not playing.
Yes.
And just a week prior to that, Bradley Beal was talking stuff about people getting vaccinated and how he don't believe in it and what you want.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wait, what? He'd be scratching my head, literally. And I was just like, bro, that don't make no sense. But hey, on Twitter, man, they just gave them the new nicknames. Is James Harden and Joel Embiid the new Shaq and Kobe?
Oh man. Hey, look, I've seen
bro.
They need to stop. They need to stop, man.
They just be saying stuff on the internet.
Yeah. And I don't take it like super seriously. Obviously, it's basketball is fun, good nature, and all that kind of stuff. Unless you're like a young Gen Z person that just never saw Kobe and Shaq play, obviously. Joel Embiid's game is more similar to that of a Hakeem Olajuwon 2.0 in this era. As a 7-footer with guard handles, can play defense. His defense. You saw that block he had my old boy the other day, right? When he was like, "Bow." Shooting the mid-range, shooting the three. James Harden, one of the best ISO players, arguably one, if not the. Obviously, I'm taking the Kobe's and the KD's, but he's a top 3 isolation player. And you understand where I'm coming from in terms of, I get what people are saying in terms of likeness and schematicness. What I mean by likeness, I'm not talking about the defensive end and the mentality that Kobe had and with James Harden, but in terms of Kobe and Shaq was you had a dominant big that allowed your guard to play one-on-one. I think Kenny Smith said it all the time to Shaq. He's like, you're the one combo where Kobe always got a chance to kind of play one-on-one when he was with Shaq to some degree, right? So with Joel Embiid, when we look at their game so far, you're getting ISO Harden at the top of the key, Ralph, and he's cooking fools. So I get it in that sense. I've also heard Magic and Kareem. That's 2 different things because they're more of a pushing the break. But we talked about it on our after hours show last week. If you guys didn't catch that, me and Ralph were talking about they're a dangerous team. I love Embiid. I know you like Embiid, and you can go in on that. But I want to see Embiid just have a good playoffs, man. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But what do you think, man?
Me personally, man, I think the sky's the limit. I do think it makes them very dangerous.
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
They're when you have 2 players that at different levels can be as dominant as anybody in the league in that level, it kind of makes it to where you can't. It's hard to double team.
Right.
At a certain point, you're just gonna, and then you got Tobias Harris who can feast.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Tobias Harris, who's nice,
Yeah,
but if he's going against your third or fourth best player, and that's the matchup, it's a possibility for him to win that matchup. And so I think it makes it so much easier for the other players. So we'll see what happens with that. I actually wish them the best. I still kind of rock it with because KD is and Kyrie is my dudes. So
yeah.
I still think that if there was a matchup, three and Ben is determined, three is gonna beat two, especially when you still got the best player on your side.
So this is where I differ only because there's two in this more. It's more so like I believe that the Nets are more talented in terms of offense and defense combined, right? So I think we could say that.
Yeah.
You could make a case. You can make a case though. You can make a case if you really look at it that the Philadelphia 76ers, when they're on, they're as good defensively. Now, we haven't necessarily seen the Nets be great defensively yet, but I'm saying if both teams are on, because remember, Tobias not Tobias, they still have Thibault. Thibault is no joke. And B can play defense. I know they have somebody else there, but I would give the Sixers the edge only in this regard, Ralph. Only in this regard. I truly believe that Ben Simmons does not want to play a 7-game series in Philly, especially if Philly has home court. And I feel like that would haunt the Brooklyn Nets. And we know what Embiid will do to Drummond. But I still don't trust Harden not to go into the witness protection program like he does every single year in the playoffs. Yeah. And that's where and that's where I'm saying. So that's why I think it would be a closer series than I think some people will think. I think some people think, oh, well, if you're going Brooklyn's going to get them out there in 5. I'm like, what, 5 games? I'm like, no, I think this will be a series that will drag out.
Not 5 games. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, and Doc usually at least gets to what round 2, right? He never gets to, because round 3 is a conference, right?
Yeah.
So I think it depends when they meet up. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I think Philly might have some.
It'd be second round. I can see it happen second round. It depends on how high in the standings do the Nets get back.
Yeah, and Ben got to play at some point, bro. You just can't run away from your problems, bro. That's what we know what KD and Kyrie gonna do. They're gonna come out and have 40. Okay, cool. But Ben got to guard somebody.
They finna get him 40, bro. That's the reason why I'm just like, bro, you got two dudes that it don't matter who you throw out there.
Right.
Like Drummond, he's barbecue chicken. Right. But he at least go try.
Yeah. Well, Embiid is going to try to put 50 on them every night because he wants to see on the court. That's why Ben can't run. Don't run from the smoke, bro.
No, bro, you can't.
just lock up James and get up out of that series, bro.
Exactly. You got to go guard James, bro.
Hey, he would make a great name for himself in the playoffs. Like, hey, that might be his one chance to not have to shoot. Just lock up James, bro. That's all KD is. Just lock him up. So yeah, but I guess moving on. Man.
That's big facts.
Just lock him up. That's it.
But hey, next topic.
All right.
Where we at here? We'll say the power rankings for the end. Oh,
yeah.
So NBA execs do a poll.
I just had
here we go. And they come up with it's 11 players because in the voting process, the amount of votes people had, 2 people tied.
Mm-hmm.
So Book and Kyrie were tied for 10th. Jokic was tied for 9th. Kawhi 8. CP3 at 7. Luka Doncic at 6. LeBron James at 5. Dame at 4. Steph at 3. DeMar DeRozan at 2. And KD at 1. Do you disagree or do you agree?
Man, this list is horrible, man. All right, so I see greatest atrocities. I see blasphemy all over. I see everything, man. And I'll tell you why. Here's the blasphemy that I have, right? First of all, look, man, I love Kawhi Leonard. He's one of my favorite. Well, he is one of my favorite players, but he's my favorite player currently in the game. One of my favorite players all time as well. And I think he's a stone cold killer. He's very efficient, has the same career efficiency as KD. But the key here, Ralph, was clutch, right? It said clutch. And the issue with Kawhi is, I'm not saying Paul George is that guy. His shot creation abilities in late game situations, he doesn't have the bag that Paul George has to always get a good look. And I think finally last year we really got a chance to see that per se in the regular season. Now in the postseason, I'm not forgetting because he's my favorite player. He murked Luka in that last game when he was doing the the shot, bang, Yeah, but I still think that puts him at, I think, 2 or 3 in the playoffs in his career, and then he had that buzzer beater that bounced off the rim. But how can someone who hit the greatest shot or arguably the greatest shot in NBA Finals history, Kyrie Irving, be not just a spot below, but 2 spots below Kawhi Leonard? When I think clutch, and I think just getting an open look, Kyrie is top 3, top 5, top 2. I'm taking him over LeBron. I'm taking him over Kawhi. I don't know why Jokic is on here. This seems like
when I seen that, I was just like, why is he on this list? I ain't never thought of him when I'm thinking about, like, he's hit now that I'm sitting here thinking about it.
He made some clutch baskets.
He's made some clutch baskets, but I wouldn't put him over Kyrie or Devin Booker.
Oh, I said passes. I didn't even say baskets. I said passes. He had some of the clutchest passes in like the final second.
Yeah.
But without being long-winded, I'm just saying the list got worse. Like, okay, I think KD was number 1, right? KD was 1.
Yeah. He
okay, cool.
Last year. And then DeMar just hit 2 game winners.
Right. DeMar should be top 5. Lillard.
And DeMar's always hit big shots. Dame did the bye-bye. He got to be on this list. He got to be at the top of the list just off that.
Warriors fans are going to hate me for this, but LeBron has debunked Luka. Go ahead.
Luka's hit a couple big shots.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Luka's hit a couple big shots.
I agree. I was just going to say, I agree. I was just going to say, when I look at the list, I was like, some Warriors fans will hate me for this. But one thing with LeBron, and I kind of hate this because I'm not a LeBron fan by any stretch of the imagination, but he has proven he got rid of that label. Like, he actually is a clutch player. He's just not Bird, Magic, Bird, Jordan with it. But I like the 5 spot, but not with. I think there's someone ahead of him that I don't agree with. I think Ralph, just because he can get to the basket, I think I might. I'm just saying I think I might take LeBron over Steph. I might. Just because Steph's not the most clutch player on his own team.
Oh, no.
Why is Clay not on the list?
Yeah. That's true.
Like, if someone say, yo, Kai, give me your 5 clutch players, and I don't even give you an order. The first people that come to my head is KD, Kyrie, Bron, somewhere in there. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Dame and DeRozan or something like that. I don't think Steph is ahead of Clay in clutch. Like,
no, not at all.
But did you have any egregious ones outside of Jokic?
Yeah, like all the other ones, like I felt like they deserve to be in that 10. I just probably would.
Okay.
Yeah, the fact that Jokic is on this list, I'm just like, why are you even here? Who sent you to this class? Let me see.
You have the facilities for that, big man.
Right. You're not even supposed to be here, bro.
I feel like we're missing somebody, though. I
do feel like somebody's missing, though.
Oh, your favorite point guard, Ice Trey. Hey, I mean,
he's not better than any of these dudes.
I mean, would you take him over Jokic though? I mean, you might have to. I mean, I might take him over
because I don't know why Jokic is on this. I don't know why Jokic is on this list, bro.
Right, I think Trey's the bare minimum qualification. The bare minimum.
Right. Mm-hmm. I agree with that much.
Okay.
If I wouldn't take Trey, then I'm not going to take Jokic, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Like I'd rather have Jamal Murray than Jokic to keep it a buck.
Jamal Murray. I know it was the bubble, but. But
last time we seen him ball, he was. That was then. Then the next year he got hurt.
Yeah, I think Levine is probably top 15 clutch. I know DeRozan kind of came and stole his shine, but Levine, before DeRozan came, he was the one that had to close out a lot of games. I don't think the duo, the Celtics duo, has gotten there quite yet. They've had some moments, but I feel like Tatum still forces some shots. I think Brown is a little more clutch there, but in terms of just bucket getters,
I just think
Beal. Go ahead.
But his team is trash. You can't be that clutch, bro. Your team keep losing.
That's true.
At a certain point, you got to go get a bucket, bro.
That's true.
But
all right, that was fun. I love that topic, though. I love that one.
And then Morant going crazy. He put up 52 against the Spurs and 46 against my Bulls, both of them in wins. And that Spurs game, oh my Jesus.
You want to set this one off, bro?
Bro, that dunk on Pirtle.
One of the greatest dunks I've ever seen.
Yeah, but then I thought about it. You remember when Anthony Edwards dunked on? I don't know who he dunked on, but
last year,
bro, I was like, "Yo, son,
yeah,
did he know that man?
Yeah.
Like, did he know him? He dunked on him like he knew him, bro. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this,
bro." Because it was him, and then the Kawhi dunk versus Phoenix,
bro. I oh, bro.
Kawhi kind of dunked like Daryl Dawkins, bro. He like, hey. He got that old Chocolate Thunder dunk, bro. That long,
bro. The way he dunked on him, I just knew that series was over, bro. After that,
right?
And then he got hurt.
Those two dunks, but Anthony Edwards, those were like the dunk. I think those are the only 2 dunk of the year candidates for me. I feel last year. Ja might have the dunk of the year this year.
Yeah, that one.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that one, bro. Because he went through his chest from distance.
Facts. And the thing for me, go ahead.
Go ahead, G.
Oh, okay. The thing for me is like, you remember the Brandon Knight baptism when his soul ascended from his body and went into heaven when DeAndre Jordan took him? All these dunks are in that mold, bro. The Ja Morant dunks in that mold. I know it's a little different, but they just because of the ferocity that they came with.
Yeah. Hey, what's your favorite one clip of someone getting dunked on?
NBA, like can Olympics count too, or just in game anything?
Period, bro. You just see somebody, even if you was at the rec and you saw some shit, bro. Like, what's the craziest shit you ever seen?
Man, you know what? Oh man, that's
or just your favorite.
There's a lot, bro. The Vince Carter, because he literally cleared the dude.
Oh, yo.
In the Olympics, the Olympics 04. Like that. Yeah, and his scream after, bro. He was so hyped after that. He's like, oh.
He almost punched KG in his face.
That one, bro. The Kobe reverse behind the back dunk. Like, how do you like? The more you look
against the Knicks off baseline.
Yeah. That no. That was
the Timberwolves one.
That was Sprewell. He did that twice. He did that one on KG. I'm talking about the one when Ori threw it full court. Kobe caught it, put it behind his back.
Against Denver.
Did a 180 and dunked on the dude.
Yeah.
Like,
that one was hard.
You don't really do that in a game. And then there's one more. Andrew Bynum's reaction to this dunk when Blake Griffin dunked on Gasol.
Oh yeah.
And he did it, and he dunked on him twice.
Bro. He was abusing that man. I was like, bro, that second one, I was like, that's not a foul. He just elbowed him all in his, bro. He hit him with the meanest forearm, but he was like all in his neck. Like, bro, what he supposed to do?
Bro, I was a Laker fan.
Especially when you coming through like this man swinging and dunking.
That dunk alone made me think the Bat of LA was no more. I'm like, man, Clippers run LA now. I was like,
bro, he was getting dunked on, bro. He was getting banged on.
But what about you, man? I know you've seen some dunks. I know you've seen some D Rose dunks.
Yo.
Like the one in the Garden. I know you've seen a couple of MJ dunks, Pippen dunks on Ewing, like T-Mac dunks.
Yo, that D Rose on Dragic when he cocked it back. Bro, that was crazy.
Oh, bro.
You know what my favorite one though? Scottie Pippen on Patrick Ewing when he pushed him down after dunking on him, bro.
And then he talked to Spike Lee.
And then was talking to Spike. I was like, Scottie, talk your talk your Scottie. I was like, yo. He was like, yeah, you can sit your little ass down.
Right, man. He made Spike look like a kid, bro. He looked like a little kid. Oh, man.
That was crazy.
Whew. Oh, man, there's been some crazy dunks.
That was crazy. T-Mac on Sean Bradley was hard too.
Yeah. T-Mac on Sean Bradley.
Like, he didn't even try to block. He just ducked. Like, you're 7'6", bro. Just put your arms up. He was like, nah, bro. I'm straight.
Baron Davis on AK-47. Andrei Kirilenko. When he was like,
lifted up his shirt. Lifted up his shirt. Like, bro, what you on?
Bruh. That was like the most searched dunk on YouTube that year. I'll never forget. That was like 06, 07.
Yeah,
that was a good year, man.
That one was hard.
Yeah, that was a good year because that was the We Believe Warriors, and they beat the Mavs in round 1 that year. I think it was the same year, bro. They beat the Mavs in round 1. So because people felt like once they beat the Mavs that the Warriors could just do anything. People were like pulling for the Warriors just off the strength, because like no one else cared for the Suns or the Spurs. So like, all right, we're just gonna root for Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, and Matt Barnes.
Right.
And I think Al Harrington was there too. You feel what I'm saying? So like all the weed smokers were on that team. So
yeah. Did we start talking about Ja yet, or have we wrapped up the clutch players?
Well, we were extending from the dunk. We went from the dunk to that, his dunk into that. But if we want to talk more about the MVP candidacy, where would you rank him in the MVP? Do you think he has a chance to win the MVP, or what do you just feel of his play in general this season?
I don't believe, bro.
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
It's tough because he's having a heck of a year. 50% from the field.
Mm-hmm.
His team is third in the NBA with 43-20 record. 27 points a game, 7 assists, 6 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
All-star. And he was voted as a starter, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was an all-star starter.
Over Luka.
Right. So it's like putting up those numbers got your team third in the NBA and third in the West, obviously.
Right.
And so it's like that's crazy to sit there and think about. But he's still not like I still got Embiid with the MVP lead right now.
Yeah.
Especially seeing him still put up 37 after James got there. So because that's the one thing we worry about is health.
James and
health mainly.
Yeah.
Because when he's healthy, it's hard to stop him. And also, like the numbers, you're expecting the numbers to drop because James is going to dominate the ball. So for me, right now, he's not the leading candidate, which is the question. Is he the leading candidate? No, he's not. But I definitely would put him. He's up there with Jokic.
So you say like top 5, top 3 somewhere? Top 3 maybe? Okay.
Because I see like it was a conversation. Oh, it was a big podcast, and T-Mac was on there, which was a good episode.
With Shaq, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And so they were talking about like the MVP, and it got me to thinking, bro. Like people always get more votes because the team is winning, and it's like, yo, like I think you should just go with the best player. And it's like when you sit there and you watch the games, like when you go through the clips, who's got the clips? Who's got the highlight reels? Who's got the big moments? And it's like, as well as the numbers. Like you look at his numbers, 27, 7 and 6, 50% shooting. And your team is winning. So it's like, I can see why. But at the same time, he did miss a chunk of change.
Right.
And they still was balling.
No, I think, and I don't. So first, to answer the initial question of is he the leading candidate, I would say no, respectfully. Shout out to Ja though, bro. We love you over here, man. You're amazing.
Facts.
You're bringing an old school mentality or just a killer mentality back to the game that we don't really see prevalent throughout the whole entire game. From from
I love it.
a lot of players, but we love it. And I said this before. I'll always say Kyrie over the last 7 years is the most exciting, but I said I think Ja would challenge that, if not already. I would probably say Ja is the most exciting player to watch right now. But I do believe I'm with you in accordance with you that Joel Embiid is the MVP. I know when we asked this question, Ralph, in the past, I think probably maybe 2 months ago, I think I had Jokic. I think it was at the time. I think it was Jokic, Giannis, I think Embiid, and I had like DeRozan and some other guys. And we talked preseason how if you look at the last 3 seasons, the MVPs have all been centers, or excuse me, all big men and all internationals. So Giannis won 2 of the 3 with Jokic winning. And so if you go by a process of elimination, then it would mean that either Giannis will win a third or Embiid. But I felt like with Embiid and Jokic having less than what a Giannis is doing, that they're ahead. And I think Embiid, his defensive impact and what he's just doing in this stretch month, going head to head with the Bucks and getting those wins, I'm with you. I think Embiid is the MVP. I don't think there's a clear cut, or should I say, a huge gap between him and Jokic and things of that nature. But I would be, when I do the MVP, Ralph, it's like I have to believe what I say, right? And I'm not going to spew. I'm not saying you did, but I'll never spew like a lie to the masses where we're like, oh yeah, this is no. Like I have to actually believe what I'm telling people, just to be authentic. And then like my head and my heart, I'm like, I would be disingenuous to be like, okay, Jokic, no Jamal Murray, no freaking Michael Porter Jr. And you take them off that team, they don't do anything. So I think he's number 2. But then number 3, because of the defensive impact that Giannis is still having and the fact that Ja Morant's team went 11-2 without him, I put him underneath the bigs still, which is crazy because it just kind of shows you. I think it's just more of a testament to how what's that word I'm looking for? How tight the race is this year and how talented everyone is and all the teams. So I'm with you. I think we're both in agreement that Embiid is the MVP. I actually like Embiid to win the MVP. I like Giannis to actually win the scoring title because his free throw percentage has rapidly went up once again, just like last night this season.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think Bam Adebayo, I know this was the question. I think Bam, Giannis, and whoever else should be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. I think they're actually in the same tier defensively. I don't think that either is one better than the other. And I think with MVP, DeRozan has to still be off the strength of record and what he's doing closing out games.
Yeah.
When the games mean the most, right? I think you have to give some credence and some points to that because if he's not closing out those games and Levine isn't, then who is?
Right.
I don't think there's a way for me where a guy like DeRozan could fall out. But I feel like
he definitely deserves his praise.
Yeah. I know it's kind of a one long-winded thought, but I feel like with Morant, it's more of, do you like a DeRozan more or do you like a Morant more for me in that 4th spot?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But Morant is definitely top 5. And it almost hurts me to say it because he's playing so well. But I think all 3 of the bigs, I think they're not just doing it on one end. I think they're all doing it on 2 ends.
Right.
And they have less to work with.
Right. Because I think that I would put it might sound biased. I still would put DeMar. I would have to see by the end of the year, I would have to see where the Bulls finish.
Yeah, because you have a good record.
Right, because the record's still close. It's where we just lost to them, but at the same time, it's like you have your full roster and we don't have ours.
Right.
And so it's like at this point, that's kind of where I'm rocking at right now. With the Bulls, I'm not really tripping because we still second in the East. It's not like we dropped down to 3rd or 4th.
And the thing is, the teams that are beneath you, they have some tough schedules too. Coming up, Miami has a tough schedule, but they could win those games. The Bucks have to play Miami and Phoenix, and I think the Nets. So it's like one loss can actually drop you like 2 spots in the standings.
Exactly.
So all you guys have to do is just win.
Right.
So
but
it's a tight race. It's fun though.
And talking about this race here, we got the power rankings.
Yes, I don't have my standings in front of me, but
Yeah,
I can
I
give
don't
you.
have the standings, but I do have who I ranked and why I ranked them.
Yeah, I got my idea. Where we go? Hold on.
So I'm gonna go at 10, the Celtics, and
Okay.
getting, excuse me, I think the addition of White, getting him at the
Mhm.
trade deadline with Schroeder coming off the bench to play alongside Marcus Smart with his toughness, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I do think that they're one of the better teams in the league when it comes
Yes.
to just talent. Then
Mhm.
you got old man Rivers, Al Horford, still hold it down in the middle.
Yeah.
Good old reliable, good leadership. So like they're not gonna beat themselves to a certain degree when it comes to getting crazy with the Rock. They just got bad shot selection.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, but it's mainly one person in particular to keep it a buck with you. When it comes to shot selection, it's he thinks he can make every shot, and it's like, bro, just move the rock around and then make that shot so much. Just move the ball around.
Right. Right.
Like, go pass the ball, go set his screen and pop out. See if you maybe you got like a little bit more room. And it's
Okay.
like little stuff like that. It's like, bro, like I just
Yeah.
think Jason Tatum can get a little too trying to be ISO. And it's like, bro, you don't gotta do that all the time.
Right.
Like
No, I actually,
I was
I
just
feel
watching
you.
Gilbert Arenas, No Chill Gil, and he was talking about going 1-4 flat. It's like, bro, you don't gotta go 1-4 flat every play, bro.
Mhm.
Like you
Yeah.
can throw that in there
Right.
every now and then, but you still gotta have some flow of offense.
No, I definitely like the Celtics. They're a nice team, but I'm not going to put them at 10.
Yeah,
Nope, can't do
I
it.
got them at 10, and I got the Sixers at 9.
Okay.
But
Oh, wow.
I do expect the Sixers to go up.
To go up. All right.
Yeah, because
So,
I'm only looking at
yeah,
like what they've had, like where they're at right now and how they've played lately.
right.
Them Embiid and James Harden balling out against the Knicks when I don't even have the Knicks in the top 10. I'm not really gonna go crazy about that. You should do that.
Mhm. No, no, no. You're
So I expect them
right.
to get into the top 5,
Hmm.
or if not top 6, because I do think they're the third best, at least one of the three best teams in the East.
Okay.
So with the Sixers, but I just have other teams in the West that are just above them right now.
Other teams in the West. Over the Celtics, right?
Over the Celtics at 10, Sixers at 9.
Okay. So I'm gonna put resilient team, a team devoid of their star player, not just one but two
Well, it
star
sounds like you
players.
preaching a sermon.
Yep.
I can't deal with you, bro.
Oh man.
When church say amen.
Yes. This is the new era, the new breed, the new word. Hey, if the stream goes out, it's because I got struck down by lightning for saying the new word. But no, this is the new team in LA. The Los Angeles Clippers. I gotta show them some love. People like, you always think about the Clippers. That's Kawhi. Well, Kawhi ain't playing, so how about that? But no,
You always talk about the Clippers. That's
look,
crazy.
man. At some point in time, and to be 32 and 31, once again, to be 32 and 31, you had the injury to Norman Powell. You had Kawhi not playing a single game this season, right?
You know?
Paul George started off hot, had a spark when you started. Can't even say you went hot garbage because you just injured your elbow. You tore that. And so for them to be at 32 and 31, a game above 500 in the month of February, they beat the Dallas Mavericks. They beat the Golden State Warriors, a team that people are very high on. That still a lot of people said, oh, they're going to go to the NBA Finals. Obviously, the season isn't over yet, right? But to be able to beat them and to have the games they've been having with guys like Luke Kennard going off in the fourth quarter, they beat the Lakers. I know the Lakers are a bad team, but that's an in-state, inner city, excuse me, right? Right. They take that very, very seriously. That's the one game they got up for. And Ty Lue definitely deserves Coach of the Year consideration. He's not going to win it. They're probably going to give it to like Monty Williams or something, which, but if you're talking about what are you able to do in dire strats or dire straits, what are you able to do without your star player? What are you able to do without your star players? And what they're doing, I think they're nicely at number 10 for me. And then at number 9, that's where I would agree with you with the Boston Celtics. And I think what the Boston Celtics have done is they've started to formulate a defensive identity with the Time Lord himself, aka I believe it was Robert Williams. Somebody that Celtics fans have been asking since the bubble to get burned. You know what I'm saying? And for it to see his development as a shot blocker, rebounder, etc. I really like what they're doing. I know we talk a lot about the emergence and the gelling of Jaylen Brown and a Jason Tatum, but I think that we need to give some respect to the Time Lord. So for the sake of time, I'm definitely going to put them at number 9 for me, man. All right.
That's crazy that the Clippers are in the 8th spot and the Lakers are not.
Right, and nobody talks about them, bro. And I'm not even gonna lie. This year, I haven't really watched as many of their games as I have in the past. And it's not because I don't care or anything like that, but because I've kind of been on some of these other teams like the Miami Heat, which we'll get to later. So yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was just sitting here looking at this. I'm like that's wild.
Yeah,
and the Timberwolves are in playoff contention, man.
Yeah, they probably gonna knock Lakers out.
Yeah, probably, bro.
Hey, Karl Anthony Towns, man.
Hey. I'm not gonna lie. I think that them getting Anthony Edwards is a godsend because I think he just brings a different F that, we gonna hoop.
Right.
And so yeah, I like that. But at 8, we got the Utah Jazz. Ooh. Just good old reliable man. It's like I thought that the loss of Joe Ingles would be a lot because he does have that doing the dirty work, hit that cut, he hit that big shot.
Mm-hmm.
But they still been able to stay afloat, keep what are they at? Where are they at right now? At 38-22.
Yep.
10 games. They're the 4th in the West. 10 and a half games back from first. I think that Rudy Gobert's having a really good year. I'm not gonna go cap. As a basketball player, I'm not saying he's trash. I just don't think that when it comes to All-Star and what you want to see in an All-Star game, that's what I'm saying when I say that he should be in an All-Star game. I do think that Rudy Gobert is really good at what his job is.
Yeah.
And so you got Rudy Gobert who's protecting the rim, catching lobs. He go fight for the rebound. And you got Donovan Mitchell out there just doing what he's doing, cooking everybody. And it's just so I do think they're going to be good, but I just don't think they got enough.
Right.
And it sucks because I really do root for Donovan Mitchell. I do want him to get out of Utah, go somewhere else, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Where they really gonna let you hoop, bro?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you there, man. But wait, that was your number 8, right?
8, yeah.
So what's your number 7? What's your number 7?
Number 7, I got the Dallas Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas Mavericks, bro, they've been balling, bro. And it's the crazy thing about it is, we talked about it before, is their defense has been what's really saving them in these games. When you watch them play, when you watch the games, it's yo, man, they actually out there rotating, calling out screens, actually picking people up. They got Luka out there playing defense too. I'm that's crazy. And so they're 5th in defensive rating right now. And they're 16th in offensive rating. So it's for them to be as of right now, the last power ranking, ESPN has them at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And after doing my list, I didn't want to agree with these dudes, but I had to. But they're 36-25, and they're 7th in the ESPN or actually NBA.com power ranking. But they're playing really good. They're playing really good defense. Luka's still leading the troops. I actually have not seen them play since they traded Porzingis. So I can't even really speak on how they've been playing as of recently. But I do that. The games I was watching before,
Mhm.
the tape don't lie, and you only got better by getting rid of Porzingis.
Well, there you go. There you go. All right. So for me, my number 8, I got to show love to one of the MVP candidates, another team that is playing devoid of another star player and star players, and a Michael Porter Jr. and a Jamal Murray, someone who got injured months prior to Kawhi Leonard, who is still not returned from his torn ACL. It is Nikola Jokic's Denver Nuggets, winners of 8 of the last 10 games that they played. They did beat the Warriors, another team that beat the Warriors. Man, the Warriors just having a bad week this week. A bad month, aren't they? Well, actually, they are having a bad month. That's a whole other story. Andrew Wiggins kind of slipped a little bit too with his field goal percentage stuff, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, the Denver Nuggets, man. Jokic is holding this team together, man, and I have to give them some love. They're not
Bro,
a top 5
he
team.
holding them together like gorilla glue, bro. That bro out there working,
Facts.
G.
Facts. And the thing is, you're coming into the game, and the game plan is to stop one person, and it's Jokic. And if you look at them right now, they're 6th in the West already, 36-25. They're ahead of the Lakers, who have LeBron averaging 29 points per game right now, right? They're ahead of the Clippers, who've been playing great with their bench unit and everything. They're ahead of the Timberwolves, but they're 36-25, 8-2 in the last 10 games. The Denver Nuggets, they're still trudging along, quiet as kept. No one talks about Jokic in the MVP category. They mention his name, but they don't sauce it up like they sauce up Embiid. They don't sauce it up like they're saucing up some of DeRozan. They're not saucing it up like Ja Morant. It's like Ja Morant has already overtaken Nikola Jokic in the minds of the mainstream media. So I have to put the Denver Nuggets there at 8, and then at number 7 for me, the Dallas Mavericks. What they would be able to do, 5th in defensive in that rating. Jason Kidd was a two-way player when he played. They're taking the mold of their head coach. They also came back from, 27 down, I believe. It was 27 points or 21 points down versus the Golden State Warriors. Another team that beat the Warriors, man. I must not think highly of the Warriors, man, this power rating. But yeah, so shout out to the Mavericks. They're sitting at the same record as the Nuggets, 36-25, 7-3 in the last 10 games. So I got the Mavericks at 7.
And then for the sake of time, I'm gonna shoot off 3. You're gonna shoot off 3. Pause.
Right.
So then we got Warriors at 6, the
Same
Warriors. I got them at 6. They're still a good team, and so there's still some hope for when they get back healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when you're ranking people in these power rankings, you got to think about how they're playing currently. And so there's just games and mistakes that they're having that like you're just not used to them making that type of mistake. So I got them at 6. And to surprise some people, I'm gonna have my Bulls at 5, which may seem low, but when you think about the teams that are in front of them, I can't really say that they're playing better than them currently. Plus, I don't think that we're not playing as good because we don't have Zoe and Caruso, which is gonna make all the difference when we get them back all healthy. Milwaukee at 4. They're still a good team. They're not playing the best, but they're still in these games. And it's just, you can see they're having mental lapses, missing wide open shots. And so I don't think that is one of those things where you can worry about them because I think they're still going to stay good enough and stay hot and ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so I got Warriors at 6, Bulls at 5, Bucks at 4.
Okay. So I got Warriors at 6, right? I got the Cavs at 5. I like what they've been able to do there. I know they've kind of tailed off a little bit playing 500 ball last 10 games. But the additions of Jared Allen at the trade deadline, they paid dividends. They had the All-Stars and I think at the Rising Stars game, not Rising Stars game, Skills Challenge, they had Darius Garland, Karis LeVert. We see what they're doing. I'm actually intrigued to see what they do in the playoffs. Then I have the Bucks at 4. For the kind of the reasons that you mentioned, it's really just a late game execution, bro. Late game execution, like in the last couple of games, and they've been a little inconsistent, Ralph, which, we'll see what goes on, but their bench scoring, I know they're still, I think, like 28th, 29th in bench scoring. They're actually working out Tyreek Evans. Made a post about it because they need to get some bench scoring from there, and they still got Lopez and Connington injured, but I got the Bucks.
That would be wild.
Yeah. Big 6'6" guards.
Right.
Yeah. All right,
and
last 3.
So at 3, I got the Miami Heat. They're 28th in pace,
Mm-hmm.
8th in offensive rating, 6th in defensive rating, and 5th in net rating. When you
Okay.
watch them play, they're just an older, savvy team. Like when it comes to their starters, sprinkled in with some young fellas in there, and they just ball, man. Like it's just next man up mentality. Eric Spoelstra will be coaching his behind off.
Yeah.
Over there, bro. And then we've been talking about them all day. John Morant and the Grizzlies in at 2.
Okay.
8th in pace, 5th in offensive rating, 8th in defensive rating, 6th in net rating. But John Morant is leading the troops, just balling out of his mind. They got Jared Jackson, and they still don't even have Dylan.
And he's actually on the way back, I heard.
Right. So it's like they're 3rd in the West, and it's just like, and which is how far ahead that the Warriors were until they got hit with the injury bug. And then at 1, I got the Phoenix Suns. 1st in net rating.
Yeah.
9th in pace, 3rd in offensive rating, and 4th in defensive rating. And what more can I say about them? And I'm gonna let you rock out, and I'll be right back.
All right, no problem. And then for me, guys, at number 3, I'm actually gonna go with the Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers, because as currently stands, the Bulls, obviously they do have some injuries. DeMar DeRozan, he's actually wound up closing out some games, but we saw what happened against the Miami Heat at a great elite defensive team. They were to finally hold him to, under that 30-point total when they wound up playing him. So, but the Bulls, injuries to Zoe, injuries to Caruso. A lot of teams have injuries, but I think interior wise, we need to see a little bit better play from Io. Also, I would like to see some better play down with the front court. But definitely the 76ers, because it seems like James Harden was able to make a profound and instantaneous impact once Joel Embiid came there. That 2-man game is unstoppable. Joel Embiid has already done a good job of being able to keep the Philadelphia 76ers as a top 5 seed without Ben Simmons. Then they trade Ben Simmons away. They get James Harden. Now you have an elite, dominant 7-foot big, skilled big, most skilled big in the game in Embiid, and then you have the isolation scorer that is James Harden. So I have to put them ahead of the Bulls because they're not dealing with some of those injury things, and he's opened up the game for Tyrese Maxey. So I actually have the 76ers in that spot. And then at number 2 for me, this is the crazy thing for me though, because I can go either the Grizzlies or I can go with the Miami Heat. And it is so it's so tough for me. It really is. It's so tough for me, man. Because I actually believe that the Heat are going to the conference finals. I believe they're going to the conference finals. I said this. So I'm gonna go. It's so weird because I feel like I messed up somewhere in my power ranking, probably at like number 10. That's probably what happened. But I'm gonna go with the Miami Heat, just because I truly believe that they're just the best team in the East. But I believe that the Phoenix Suns are the best team in the NBA right now. Not saying the Suns will win the championship, but they have that 2014 Spurs vibe. I know that Chris Paul's got injured, and I think they're 1-1 since the injury. But just in terms of what Monty Williams is able to do, and they're just a better team than all the other teams currently right now. So I got the Miami Heat at number 2. They're beating every team in their path, Ralph. They're just doing it, right? Bam, if he's not the defensive player of the year, he's number 2. And when I say number 2, it's more like 1B. And that's not a knock on Giannis, because Bam just did something that we saw Giannis do in the NBA Finals with that recovery block. So I'm like, what in the world? And he's shorter than Giannis. So I got Miami Heat at number 2 and the Phoenix Suns at number 1. We'll see what Devin Booker can do. So for the sake of time, that's it.
All right, man. That was cool, man. Thanks for pulling up, bro. Thank you
always.
Thank you for the like. Thank you, Elena, for your appearances, baby. Love you.
Cameo.
Need to talk to your godmother because where is she at? She's gonna leave you in the living room. That's crazy. I'm gonna stop being petty though.
But petty is a spice of life.
Instagram, Twitch at KYNGRALPH King Ralph. Make sure you follow our Instagram page at J.U.K. Sports Show. Make sure you follow the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. Like, subscribe, all of that. Share if you really enjoy it. But the he said she say all one word channel.
Yep.
And
Okay, and you can follow me on IG at the.house-of-hoops. Once again, that's on IG at the.house-of-hoops for NBA player news, analysis, player and team analysis, and highlights. Just posted up a cool Morant edit that I did with the dunk that he had last night. So yeah, guys, but it's been real. And Elena with the cameo appearance. Yeah.
You all right?
Yes, Bobby.
Bobby, I'm Bobby Portis. Okay. Yep.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hey.
All right. But thank you all for watching. Bye. Say bye.
Peace.
Say bye. Bye.